What's up, YouTube? Doobby back here again today with another 3D pen printing video, and today we are going to be printing this 3D printed tie. This is probably one of the favorite things I've made so far. It's very simple. It looks very good from far away. Not the best up close, but it's not horrible. It's just got a easy, simple little clip on the back, clip over your shirt, pop it on there. It's meant to look like a little bit of a dorky short tie, but come on. Come on, if that doesn't pull off your outfit, I don't know what's gonna, right? You know you want one. You know you want to learn how to make one. Actually, really simple. I haven't been doing the 3D pen long, but I'm gonna give you some tips and tricks that I personally have used and learned so far to make some fun stuff. Take it easy, guys. Have fun and enjoy the video. Alrighty, here we go. So, first off, I just printed out a little, well, I didn't print it, I drew it with pencil, a little necktie basic stencil so that we have something to go around. First, we're going to start with a little outline. I'm not going to do the whole thing because it gets wonky when you do. We're going to put some reinforcements in it. This is how I make my necktie. There's lots of different ways. We're going to start out with the outside. I got black in there right now because that's just what I had on there from the last necktie I did. And let's get underway. We're going to start on a pretty quick speed, and we're just going to start at the top. We're going to turn up our flow rate until we get flowing, let it stick to the parchment, and then we're just going to get underway here. Essentially just drawing the tie out. This is just a rough outline. We are going to make changes to it. This is not a final thing. So there's the, oh shit. The strings always get me. I'm still learning how to deal with the strings. All right, that's okay. We didn't mess it up. We didn't move it too bad. We're just gonna go ahead and put our finger on it and hold it in place. Actually, we're gonna clean our tip up first, and then we're just gonna put our finger on it, hold it in place. And then we're gonna do the other side of the outline. Bam, there we go. And now we have our outline completed. So that was pretty simple. You can see I did one half and then the other half because you do end up running into your own lines if you do everything at once. So I try not to do that. We got one little string, that's fine. We're just gonna let that hang out. Now we're gonna just put in, we're gonna just put in some of our cross lines here. And this is just for rigidity of the frame of this. And so just so that we have a little bit of stability on our mold and we're not like moving it all around all the time, we're going to put in some cross lines here. This is also going to be our stencil for where we're going to do each color. I am going to put in some vertical bars as well over these just because it helps hold it all together. And this side is going to be the back side. We're going to actually print on the other side. So this side doesn't really matter. It's not going to have anything to do with our colors. It's not going to mess anything up. So we just keeping it on the same speed. We're trying to keep flowing so that we don't keep getting like a bunch on our tip that we have to deal with. A bunch of filament. If we just keep flowing, we don't have to deal with that. So away we go. Bam, there we go. So there's all of our lines. There's where all of our colors are going to go. We're almost out of black. As you can see, we still got a little bit in there. So with our remaining black, I'm just going to get some, a couple of vertical lines as well. Just like I said, just for stability reasons so that we can just keep everything together when we're putting the colors in and everything to hold shape. So these are mostly just for stability. These are not for any guide or anything like that. We are using the other diagonals as our guide. But we do need a little bit of rigidity for what we're doing. So there we go. Now we have a complete tie frame. We're a little bit uneven on those corners, but that's okay. Nothing's ever perfect. You don't got to worry about that. Now we need to decide, do we do like blue and black or do we do green and black? The real question now is what colors do we want to do our tie? I do have a whole lot of colors here. Last time I went with a red and black tie. This time, maybe we go with blue and purple this time. Do these two go together? Let's go with a blue and a purple tie. I think that would look nice. Let's do that. Let's do that. So we're going to back our black out. Even though it's just a little piece, we just don't need that in there anymore. So we just hold the back out button and out it comes, shooting out. Just like that. We'll use that when we need a little tiny bit of black at some point, which always seems to happen, and then I have to cut a new piece. So this way we don't have to cut a new piece. We just got a little chunky we can put back in. And there we go. So there's our black pulled out of the pen. Let's go in with some blue and some purple, right? We did red and black on our other tie. How are these connected? There we go. Let's go in on some blue and purple on this one. Nice dark blue and a nice dark purple. These two should go together pretty well. I'm really struggling with the blue. I don't know why, but it's all like tangled up. It's causing me nightmare. There we go. We get to cut off a piece of it. We don't need the whole thing. And then you just simply take the blue, put it in the hole, and we're going to have a little bit more black still in there, but it's going to get pushed out with the blue. So we're going to waste just a little bit of filament here because we don't really want the black in our color section because this is the visible part. So we're just going to push it through. And it's just, I mean, it's got to go all the way through the whole pen. So this does take a second because it does have to pull it from here all the way down to the tip. We know that it's far enough in when the tip starts leaking out again. That way we know this filament is pushing into the next filament and it's actually pushing it out. It's just sucking her in there, baby. All right, there we go. So now I'm just gonna turn it on and get rid of the black. There's just a little bit of black left in there and we just don't really want the black in our tie. We just want blue. So there we go. There's the black all gone out of the pen. Now we're left with just blue. We can clean up some of these strings because it will cause us a little bit of headache if we get caught on it and move the tie frame. So we're just gonna pull all these strings off of it, make sure we don't got any of those hanging out, make it a little bit easier for us to color in. I feel like I have them wrapped around my arms now. Okay, there we go. There we go. We're good to go. We're good to go. Get out of here. Why? Why? Jeez. I tried to get one piece off and I ended up getting 44 more stuck to it. All right, there we go. There we go. Tried to clean one piece off. All right, we're going to flip it over too, and I'm actually going to go on the... I'm actually going to print this on the underside. So we're just going to alternate red and blue and purple. So blue, 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 purple, 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 purple. And we're going to do a pretty good speed and we're going to just keep it tight, little crisscross pattern in as we fill in here. So we'll start with blue up top. We want to keep these lines tight enough that we don't have a ton of gaps, but also moving enough that they're actually filling out where they're meant to be filling out. Okay. And we're just going to fill in, oh shit. How did I already Somehow I managed to already screw that up, but it's all good. We'll just pull that section out. I do have little tiny kid scissors. These came with the pen, or I would use real scissors, but they're good enough for right now. All right, so we already made a quick little mess up right there. That's all right though. We fixed it, we fixed it. All we lost was that one little joint. I accidentally put blue where the purple should have went because I am apparently incapable of counting. So now let's try that again. Purple goes there, that means blue goes here. All right, let's try not to do that again. You will get a little bit of like movement from the frame as you're doing it because it will like a little bit melt and move around on you, but as long as you stick to what you're doing and don't let it bother you too much, it doesn't affect too much. All right, there we go. Section 2 filled in, even though we almost screwed up. Now let's just move on to section 3 real quick. So here we are going in on section 3. It's really this simple rinse and repeat until you have all your colors in there. And then we're going to go in with our backing clip and we are going to put on a clip on the back. This is a one-piece print, so we're not like welding any pieces together. We're just literally printing the entire thing as one piece. We're putting our clips and everything on it. The glasses I made before, they were made separately. The arms were made separately from the frame and then just welded together. A little bit different of a technique. Both work well, but this one's just a one piece. And we're just literally filament dumping these openings in. There we go. Bam. And the last blue one is down here. This is our last bluey, and then we're going on to the perps. So we'll just quickly fill this area in too. We can get our flow up just a hair. I could have put in a little bit more reinforcements, but once these fill areas cool, well, it'll be completely fine anyways. We don't have to overly worry about that. These will give a ton of rigidity and strength as soon as they're cooled off. It's just because our skeletal frame is so thin that these are causing it to heat up and it's causing it to warp and move around just a little bit, but that's okay. And as you can see, when I accidentally did the blue where the purple belonged. You can make mistakes and you can fix them. It's not a big deal. I mean, you obviously would rather not make any mistakes, but if you do, you do. That's part of it. And it's nice that it's fixable. All right, there we go. So there's all of our blue thrown down. That blue has a little bit of black mixed in. You can tell it's a little bit darker than the rest. And again, we have a big chunk of blue filament left in there. We're just gonna reverse that right out as well, the same as we did with the black. Slowly but surely it comes out, and we're gonna pop in our dark purple and we're gonna finish this tie off. And then I'm gonna show you how I do the little clip on the back side. There we go, there's our blue. Get rid of that, and then we'll get a chunk of purple here. We're gonna just we'll make the back clip out of purple as well, since we're already gonna have purple in the pen. And that's not seen, so it doesn't really matter what color it is. And then we will put our purple in here. And once again, feed it all the way through. Same thing as the blue and the black. We gotta let it feed all the way in until it starts pushing a little bit of the blue out, and that way we know it's in there. And then we just gotta see, if you don't empty it, the colors will mix like they did up here. You see how that blue is darker? Because the colors were mixing. There was still a little bit of black filament left inside the pen when the blue went in, and it ended up mixing the blue and the black together just a little bit. All right, and we're there. And once again, we're just gonna run the pen and we're gonna let all that blue come out. This time it's not as big of a deal if we have a little bit left over, because I mean, blue and purple are so similar anyways, so it's not really gonna dye it a color like it did with the black. But this purple is nice and bright color, so Shout out to my good friend Jesus Pope. This is Jesus Pope purple. That's what I call this purple color. Let's deal with our strings before we start filling the purple. Because they can get you. These little sticking up strings, you can catch the pen on it and they can get you. So always best to have a clean work area if you can. And then let's go in and fill these last remaining spots in and make the back clip. So here we go with purple. Let's get a good speed. That is a nice purple color though. Alrighty, there we go. In with the purple. Next section. Remember, as long as you don't be stopping all the time, you don't have to worry so much about the filament leakage out the end of the tip. So if you have all your sections marked out, don't take your time between them. Just get the sections done and move on to the next one, and you're not going to have to worry about having the tip all leaky. I'm hitting something right now, and I don't know what, but it's causing me a little bit of issue. I can feel myself hitting it, and it's not making it easier. So we're going to just take a little break midway through that one, clean off whatever the hell I was hitting. And then we'll get back into it. So I use the pinch technique, where I have one finger on the button and one finger on the speed, on the control of how fast the filament comes out. And we're just going to keep on going here. We are almost done. This is our second last section. Easy as peasiest. And remember, you do want to be hitting the skeletonized frame with all of this filament. So you do want it to have something to be attaching to. And we kind of want to cover up a lot of the black if we can. The reason we flip it over and print the backside as the front is because we know that that'll be a true surface, so that the backside of it is actually 100% flat because I had it pressed against the parchment. So doing that gives us the ability to know that we're printing it flat. And the last section, let's get her done, and we're almost there. And then all we got to do is the little clip. And that is how you print a 3D printed tie, a 3D printed short tie, with a 3D printing pen. The Doobby method. And that's it. That's about it. Nice even strokes, nice fill. We never try to be perfect either. We're not trying to be perfect. We're just trying to get the job done. 3D pens, in my opinion, are not a perfect thing. I mean, I'm sure there's people that have the ability to print like incredibly well with it, but they're tough to use. You get better and better and better. Don't get hard on yourself about it. Don't look down on yourself. It does take a lot of practice and a lot of time to get good at it, for sure. So there's our basic necktie. There we go. Trim up some of the hairs and the hard little bits that we can't rip off. So there's basic necktie. We could have done a little bit rounder on that side, but that's all right. That's all right. There's our basic necktie. So there we go. All right. So we're going to go in with the clip now, and I'll show you guys how to make a little t-shirt clip for your collar on the back side of your necktie. Oh, where's my other one? I still have it on. How convenient. I didn't even know. So we can look at this one. And we can see I just went pretty high. Not quite the absolute height, because we want it to rest a little bit above the neck collar. So we're not going to go absolute as high as we can on it, but we are going to go just about an eighth or a quarter of an inch from the top. All right, so get it on the easier side to print on, about a quarter of an inch from the top, and we're just going to get down a nice little base here of where we want our clip to be. And then I'm going to slow the feed down quite a bit. I'm going to print it up, not too much, probably about a quarter of an inch high. You don't want it to be too high because you want it to grip onto your collar. So we're going to get a little bit of a build up there. Again, not too high, but you can see that. So there's our little, that's going to be our clip, right? That's the beginning of our clip. So that's just this part of the clip. So now we're going to, do we need a little bit more? We might need a little more on that. And we could use a little bit more on its stability side too. It's a little bit thin. So I'm going to just weld the edges here so that I know that it has a very good connection to the rest of the print. And then I'm going to make the back, I'm going to thicken this up a little bit. I'm going to make the back a little bit thicker, and we're going to add just a little bit more to the top. Just like that. And so there we go. Now we have a nice little clip base, and then we're going to let that cool mostly because we don't want it to sag as we do that. And I'm just going to hold it vertically like this, and we're going to print upwards. So this might be a little bit hard for you guys to see, but you get the idea. I'm going to put one quick weld down here as well on the front side of it. Just because that's where all of the stress of this is going to be, is on that little clasp. So I want that to be as strong as we can have it so it doesn't just break off on you and you have to fix it all the time. And then once that's done, we're going to take our tie and we're going to hold it vertically, right? Up and down like this. And then we're just going to get a print layer up this way now. If I can get rid of all these strings. Holy. All right, now let's just go in because I can't get the pen to be clean and get all the strings off me at the same time. So let's just go in with it. We are just going to build our way up on the back side here, the exact same way we just did on the necktie. You want a pretty slow feed for this because it does have to cool as you do it. So you can't just have it pouring out. Or else you will not go vertical. You will just end up with a lump that falls over. And yes, you're going to have to take a little break every once in a while doing this vertically like this, because it will get too hot and eventually sag on you if you don't take a little break. You can mold it with your fingers a little bit as well when it's still a little bit warm. So we got a little bit of mold on that, made it a nice little curve so that I don't have to worry about where it is when we get a little bit higher. And then we're going to just go back in, let it cool just for a second. And we're going to go back in and add some height to it. We want this to hold on the one I already have holds on very, very well. You don't even notice it's there. So if I could do that with this one too, I would be pretty happy. And then I do add a little node at the end that's closer so that it like holds it to you instead of separating it away from your chest. So we're going to do that right. And now I'm just going to come in there and I'm going to make this end section a little bit on the thicker side towards the tie. So we're going to actually print from the inside out instead of the outside in like I just was. And we're just going to make it thicker down towards the tie so that we have a little clasp that can hold on to our shirt. And there we go, just like that. And so we came in from the bottom side that time. See how we made the clasp come down at the bottom there so that it's closer to the tie, so that it holds it towards your shirt instead of away from your shirt, right? That's what you want. You see the node in there as well, so it holds it towards you and doesn't make it look like it's floating in front of you. So there we go. That is a 3D printed tie by Doobby, my friends. There you go. It's a blue and purple one. Here's our black and red and white one. This is black, blue, and purple. Boom. That's how you make it. There's the little clasp. Last step. Let's try it on. Alrighty, and there we have it. Done and dusted. A beautiful mini tie for any occasion. We'll try this bad boy on. We'll make sure she works. Nope. Sometimes they can be a bit hard to get started on your shirt. There we go. Oh, did we get the clip? We might have put the clip just a hair too high. We might have put the clip just a hair too high. Oh, maybe just a hair. Maybe just a hair. As you can see, it just sits a little bit higher than this one does. This one sits where it should. This one sits a little bit higher. That's not really a big deal. It's not too much of a problem. Come on. Come on. That brings together any outfit. Look at that. Now we got interchangeable. We take that one off. We can pop this one on. Boom. It goes with anything. You look, it just brings it all together. See, this one sits a little bit better, more even on the neckline. As you can see, it actually lines up with the neck. Whereas this one's just a hair higher than the neckline. But not a problem. That's part of 3D printing. Sometimes they work out properly. Sometimes they don't. Always can make another one, right? This one I can't get. Should we modify it just a little bit? Here, I'm going to modify it just a hair. I got to turn my pen back on. Oh, never mind. We're at 0%. Damn. All right. Well, we'll do that next time. To modify it, though, I could just heat this joint up right here and bend the clip out just ever so slightly, just to make it a little bit easier at getting over your collar, because sometimes they can be a little bit tricky to get. It's hard to look down and do it as well. I don't have that ability. There we go. Now I got it on there. This one's a little bit on the tight side. No biggie though. Like I said, it's always a fixable thing. I hope you guys enjoyed how to print a mini 3D pen printed tie for any occasion with 3D printing pen stuff on it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Take it easy, guys. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. Come check me out live. We are live every single day right here on this YouTube channel. We get up to lots of fun stuff and shenanigans, IRLs, poker, hanging out, gaming, who knows what. Take it easy and enjoy. Have a good rest of the night, guys. Cheers!